Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the average salaries of the web developers. Alright, so I see that a lot of you are very curious about the salaries of a web developer, how much you can get, and yeah, because most of you are just like trying to get into the industry, and you still don't know exactly how much can you expect as a salary. So I actually found out this page on this website called Quora that shows a little bit about the kind of average salaries that graphic designers, web developers, all of these kind of jobs, what kind of average jobs you can get in different countries. But you have to take something in consideration, is that for example, let's say here in UK, obviously that someone, for example, living in London is gonna have like a bigger salary than someone living, for example, in Leeds or Newcastle. So is it gonna be the same for the US and all the different countries? Like some cities you will get a little bit more salary because those cities are a bit more expensive, so they give you more salary so you can cover like the basic things like rent, food and everything. And that's why we can see a little bit of difference in salaries. So yeah, okay, let's just get started in here. So we got in here average salaries around the globe. So we got in here first of all like graphic designer. For this is also let me just state this out before we start. I think these values in here are from 2016, so it's like 2 years ago. So probably now we could see a little bit of an increase in the salary. So yeah. And yeah, I don't know exactly if they are correct, but by the comments of everyone in here, I can guess it is. And Quora is like a kind of respected website. I don't know if you guys know this website, but yeah. All right, so let's start in here. So we can see for a graphic designer, first of all, we have different. So this is annual salaries, the money that you can get in a whole year. So in here we can see for India you can get in a year 11,000, Canada 44, UK 31, in the US 57, and oh, we can see that Switzerland is leading. I heard that in Switzerland actually they get quite a good salaries in there. So they get 96,000. Wow, that's quite a lot. And we got Philippines, just 5,000 something. And yeah, so this is like the kind of salaries that you can expect as a graphic designer. So now as a web developer, I guess this web developer, because we have senior after in here, this web developer, it would be like something is starting out in the industry, like with 0 years of experience, or 1, 2, 3 around. And probably a senior web developer is someone like with 5 years or more. So for a web developer with a few years of experience, like between 3 years of experience, we can see, for example, in India, you can get around $12,000 a year on average, like I said, this depends as well in the cities. For example, maybe someone from New Delhi is going to earn something different from someone who is living in Mumbai or something. It depends. Canada, $60,000 a year, so it's quite good, quite good. UK, 34,000 on average. Yeah, I think that's all right. That's all right. US, 76,000. Australia 87,000. You guys have to really see the kind of difference. This is all based upon what the living costs that you have in each country. Because for example, in here, let's say UK is like a first world country, and they are only getting in here like 34,000. But it's because as well, I probably in London the salary it will be a bit, yeah, a bit bigger than this one. But that's because, for example, in UK you have free health service. You don't have to pay anything for it, and food is quite cheap as well. And yeah, accommodation is average. And for example, in the US, as I have heard, you know, people, for example, here in UK, we can get around like 30 days of holidays if you are employed, 30 days of holidays a year. And I heard that this is nowhere near in the US. And we have free health service. And in the US, I heard that you guys have to pay for your own health insurances and all these kind of things. And I think that the cost of renting, you know, houses and everything in the US is much more expensive than in the UK. So all these difference is just like to make sure that it covers up your basic things like rent, health insurances, and food, and all these kind of things. So we got as well, smallest one is Philippines in here. Germany is quite a good one as well. And we got Japan, 85,000. Wow, I didn't know that they were paying this much in Japan. So it was as well, you know, if you guys, for example, you are living in another country, I know that most of my subscribers that are watching my videos, you guys are from the US. But for example, me, I'm originally from Portugal, and I know that if I was working as a web developer in Portugal, my salary would be a lot lower than what I get in here in UK. So this was one of the things that made me move to UK, and it's completely normal. You know, people, they want to get a better quality of life and everything. So why not move to another country if you have the chance to? Okay, so we can see these kind of average salaries for web developers for starting out positions, like I said. And then we got senior web developer, so someone with 5 years, 10 years of experience, you know, is a senior web developer. We can see in India you can get 19,000, Canada $69,000, UK we got 52. Yeah, I think we can get a little bit more as a yeah, like I said, this is I think statistics from 2016. So probably these values in here will be a little bit bigger now. So we got the US, 107,000 a year. Yeah, it's quite average, I heard. You know, this is quite a good salary. And Australia the same. We got Switzerland as well in here, $97,000. So wow, it's really a lot. Spain, 52. Oh, I didn't know that in Spain they were paying almost the same like in the UK. Got Denmark. Yeah, Denmark is also another country that they pay a lot. Germany. Okay, so if we move on now to software developers. So basically, I remember that when I was starting out as a web developer, I didn't know what was a software developer or anything, because I didn't know the difference between the programming languages. So basically, like a software developer is someone who is building software for you know, desktops or anything, you know, like using C#, Java, C++. They are building applications that you can install in computers or do software to do things, you know. That's why they are called software developers. They are building software, not websites like web developers. So they also program, you know, they are coding, building things, but they are just doing software and not websites like web developers. But this coding is programming is the same thing. So for software developers, we actually can see that, for example, for the US, they get a little bit, they get 94,000. They get a little bit less than a senior web developer on average. Yeah, this is just on average. It doesn't mean that it's in all the situations. So you got India, 40,000 for software developers. Canada, 64, not too bad. UK, 43. Germany as well. Switzerland, another good value. And yeah. And now let's see. We got web designers in here as well. So web designers, we got 90. Probably this is like for junior web designers that you are starting out. 9,000 for India, 32,000 a year for UK, Canada 51,000. Wow, that's quite good. US 64,000. I think that's a good value for a starting out. Australia as well. So yeah, as you guys can see, if you guys, I'm actually should make a video just on these, you know, because there is still a lot of you. Not everyone has to be a web developer, you know, because there is so many jobs out there just for web designers. In my company, for example, I have sitting down next to me in another tables, I have like a big team of web designers that they only do web designing, and they are like I don't know, 15 or whatever. There are a lot of them. And yeah, there's so many jobs for web designers, people who just like to design for the web, or as a graphic designers. You guys don't have to be coding all the time. I think these guys at my working place, they don't even code anything, nothing. And there is a lot of other places that they also don't code anything. So yeah, guys, if you just want to design things and you are feeling pressure that you need to start coding or whatever, just don't listen to it, because there are many jobs out there just completely for web designers and stuff, and they pay quite well, as you can see in here on average. So yeah, getting back in here on track, we got senior web designer. So we got 59,000 for Canada, 40,000 for UK, it's a little bit more, 94,000 for the US, Australia 106,000, quite good. And in here, I guess this is just like a comparison to medical it's like for medical professions like doctors and everything, the comparison. So in India, a medical transcriptionist gets 3,000 something a year. On Canada, 37, US 30. Wow, I thought it was going to be a bit more. Australia 44,000 and Philippines 3,000 something. So as you can see, web developers, we are now in a time that web developers are getting in so much demand, that all of these companies, agencies and everything, they are willing to pay you like really good money for you to go and work for them, because they are making so much more money, they are making so much more money that they are willing to pay you these little, it's not little, it's a lot, but comparing to what they are earning so much more. So yeah, I was even working in a company before that. I remember that we were working in projects of 50,000 pounds is like 60 or 70,000 dollars on a project. So yeah, as you guys can see, these agencies, big agencies, they are able to charge a lot of money for projects, and the other companies, they are willing to pay it as well, because they are going to deduct these kind of services on taxes as well. So it's just like a win-win situation for everyone. So yeah, if you guys were a bit like curious about how much a web developer or web designer can get on average in all the countries, yeah, this was the video for it. Like I said, I found this on this website called Quora, and I believe this is quite accurate because I was doing a research by myself as well on websites like job boards and stuff like indeed.com and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I will even leave this link on the description if you guys want to check this by yourself. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you up in the next video.